Get in, nerds. We are playing Burden of Command. We are getting started here uh, in the third turn in this scenario, the road to Casablanca. Lieutenant Wilson's having a real Dickens of a time here, so we're going to see uh, if we can make some assaults happen over here. Not there, not yet at least. So I'm going to start with Lieutenant Wilson. If I bolster this unit, no, that's not wise. That's not wise. I need to start with Lieutenant Stern and put some suppression on these units. That's the reasonable way to do this. It's what I did last turn, and I'm going to see if I can make it happen again. And if none of that works, I'll have Lieutenant Murphy come in and waterfall assault these units. But first, let's put some suppression on on these units. Do I bolster them with Stern? I think I do. Because I want to get these officers dealt with here. Alright, there we go. And then this one. This changes everything, he says. And then do I use the mortars right now? I don't... probably. Both of these units are pointed this way. This one's a machine gun. I think I do. I think I keep doing what I've been doing. Let's do it. Get smoked. Alright. That's Lieutenant Stern's turn. Now, Lieutenant Wilson, let's get this situation going.
We're taking fire.
What is this finger? I'm not sure.
Watch your fire.
Wish I could look at my chances over here. Alright, let's get over. Whew. Alright. Beautiful. Now, should be within assaulting range, flanking morale boost, all of it. Get him.
Stay online. They're waiting.
Oh, come on! Oh. Jeepers. Alright. So, Wilson, bolster your squad.
Bully, give it to him.
Get into the frickin' house. If this takes both of these points of action, I'm gonna be furious. Oh, cripes. A runner from Lieutenant Dearborn's 3rd Platoon scampers over to you. His uniform's covered in dust, and there's eagerness in his eyes. Lieutenant Dearborn's compliments. He's discovered what looks like an AA gun outside of his line of advance. He'd like your agreement to swing his platoon wide and take it under fire. What do you think about that, Grant? Grant is an NCO. It's not that his opinion doesn't matter, just that I don't want to fob that off on him. I'll support whatever he does. 3rd Platoon will suffer some suppression. Even chance enemy AA gun will be removed. Greatly increases Dearborn's trust. Even chance enemy AA gun will be removed. Greatly increase Dearborn's trust. Okay. Suggest you detach a squad instead. 1 squad will be removed from 3rd Platoon. High chance enemy AA gun will be removed. Slight increase Dearborn's trust. Okay, even chance. So less chance, but more trust. Some suppression. 1 squad will be removed. Our mission is clear. No deviations. Slightly increase your trust. Slightly decrease Dearborn's trust. Which is better? Trust or a higher chance of taking out that gun? I'm okay if 3rd Platoon gets slowed down for a bit. Let's hit number 2. I'm well ahead on despite Lieutenant Wilson's difficulties, I'm doing okay in this scenario so far. So, yeah, and getting a chunk of trust will be worth it. The runner snaps off a salute. With your permission, I'll relay that to Lieutenant Dearborn. When you nod, the runner sets off. Sergeant Grant glances sidelong at your way. Oh, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. I did what I did, sir. Alright. So that took all of Wilson's giblets. Don't love that. Do not love that. Alright, at this point, I think my best option is to have Lieutenant Murphy just go crazy over here. So let's shoot at this unit. Hey, leader out of action. Got him. Because this situation's bananas. I don't know how both of these squads have survived. What if I send Captain Lamb out to support this? If I send Captain Lamb out, well, I can take command of this squad from here. Captain Lamb's going to take 2 steps here. 1 more to activate this squad and 1 more to bolster them to get them enough movement to actually get there. I think it's worth Captain Lamb's whole turn to do that. So, let's do it. God, I hope I'm not making a huge mistake here. If I take control, they do actually have the movement to get up here. But I also need Captain Lamb to be in there to press them, which I may need to do. No, I can't leave Captain Lamb out in the open in the middle of an enemy kill zone. I'm just going to have to take a squad such as I can take them. Alright, let's pray for rain. So, what does it look like? Can't take this unit. Most likely, well, it's not much more likely to take the MG as it is the cavalry squad. I don't know why I've got such a bad feeling about going after this MG, though. Let's take the cavalry squad.
Frag out.
Sometimes you gotta go with your gut. And they've surrendered. Beautiful. And now we're in cover. We're flanking the enemy. It's... whatever happens over here will happen. And Lieutenant Murphy will sort himself out soon enough. Alright. That is Wilson's leader turn. Not awesome performance by Wilson. Oh, no! No! Okay, Captain Lamb is still hidden. So maybe... Oh, that's really not good. Oh, that's really not good. Well, none of them have any points, so next turn I'll be able to take them. Alright, let's start with Lieutenant Murphy. By moving this squad up into this building. A fighter painted with deep blue of the U.S. Navy zooms down, its machine guns chattering on a distant target. An answering barrage rises up from the ground off the west. The plane's engine coughs and growls. Black smoke pours out as it wings off unsteadily towards the sea. There's a friendly carrier somewhere out there, the Ranger, if the plane can reach it. Alright, sounds like Dearborn didn't pull it off. Alright, let's shoot at this unit and get them into proper suppression so that I can move about this area more freely. On the other hand, I could move here first. Is that absurd? What kind of visibility is there here? That's my question. Because the positions that are likely to have... that the enemy's likely to be in. Okay. Nowhere there's likely an enemy... Oh, unless... if they've got an MG in this house... Still, the visibility's not great, because they're shooting through that scrub. I think it's worth it to risk it. And then, we'll see what happens. Please? Okay. Alright, and now we can shoot at this unit. Shazam! Got him. Nice. That should be some good stuff. Good, got him down to red. So next we go here. I think now's the time to deal with this. Don't have the range, but if we bolster, we can get there. I think they're toast, friends. Let's do it.
Let's get a move on! Charge!
Beautiful. Now, I don't have the ability to then go in and take this unit. So I'll have to leave that for now. With Lieutenant Murphy's other squad here...
Shift fire.
if we go up here... I could get really, really ambitious, but it's only turn 3. I've got plenty of time, and I'm close to the next set of objectives.
Get the BAR up here. Keep your heads down.
There's no cover over here. But I can sneak into these woods by just going hard and fast.
On your right. On your right.
I've got decent visibility to both these two houses. Do I have visibility with any other units? I do. Not good visibility to this one, but good visibility to this one. Because if I run this squad this way into these woods, I'm really risking it if there's an enemy unit here.
Shift fire.
I think that's going to have to be Dearborn's thing, because I'm going to move for a squad up here to focus on this unit. Again, I got really bananas over here. I went buck wild. Hold on. No, not good visibility there. I went buck wild over here. Plus, this house might have visibility this way too. Yeah. No, it's too much of a risk. It's too much of a risk. We're going up into this industrial building.
Keep moving.
They don't see us. But we're just going to shoot from here.
Steady fire.
No reason to get creative. No reason to try to... We're doing what we're doing. I could run up and have Captain Lamb press this unit. That's my one trick I got up my sleeve. That would really improve the schedule over on this flank here. Again, huge risk. But But they haven't been pressed yet, so... Captain Lamb is so good. I don't want to lose him to a freaking heavy MG. Oof. If I do this, what's the advantage? It's getting it done one turn sooner, which frees up Lieutenant Wilson to get his squads together and keep moving, which he desperately needs to do. I'm going to try it, and if this winds up being a terrible mistake, then so be it. I've made a terrible error. I've made a terrible error because Captain Lamb doesn't have the ability to subsequently take control of this unit, and Lieutenant Wilson is out of juice. I'm currently commanding with Captain... This was dumb. This was sure dumb. So good at things. Let me just stash Captain Lamb in this unit. That's not my best work. Alright, let's end the leader turn. I'm not gonna risk that I can pull something like that off. Alright, finally, Lieutenant Dearborn. Your squads all took some suppression. Let's go ahead and... I should really rally here. That'd give Lieutenant Dearborn himself his action points back. In addition to this squad. I think that's worth it.
It is an honor to lead you.
So now he's got the ability. Can he go here? He can. Alright. And we're going to go over here. And we're going to rally this unit. They're not in the position that I would ideally want them to be in, but... They're hanging around some cheap, and
prepare for battle.
That's good for morale. Don't ask me. That's not some kind of weird joke. That's just sheep are nice. Alright, that's the end of my turn. Alright. Oh, I'm really praying.
French army?
Ah, cripes. I don't like that. Okay, well. You know, I'm okay with that. Vichy France, you can just keep shooting right there. That's a good place to shoot. Alright, so let's take some shots at this MG. Do I attack with Lieutenant Wilson for... No, he needs to rally that unit. Alright. I wonder if these French HMGs don't turn properly, and that's why a lot of these attacks have been good. Now. Sir? Please make an assault. Please, I'm begging you. You got Captain Lamb with you? For Pete's sake! Wait, did they just not get the order? I think they just didn't get the order. Hold on. Do it! Do it! Nice. Whew. Oh man, that machine gun has been giving me a lot of grief. And that's a little bit of extra trust for Captain Lamb too. So that's good. Now Lieutenant Wilson can rally himself and his squad.
We've got a job to do.
You sure do, sir. How's morale doing for the rest of Lieutenant Wilson's platoon? These guys are good to go. They don't have the movement to get up into that house yet. But maybe once Lieutenant Murphy has taken his actions, that'll be good to go. So let's see. Let's continue on over here. I haven't done anything with Lieutenant Stern, and this might be a repositioning turn for Lieutenant Stern. Because the enemy's starting to shell our starting positions. Definitely would be ideal to get these units moving forward at least a little bit before we, before the end of the turn. So let's finish Lieutenant Wilson's go-round. Alright. So, Lieutenant Stern and squad, let's get you up here. You've already impressed. I'm leaving them in open terrain, but I don't think there's really a lot of enemies over here. So
Let's get this circus on the road.
Okay, alright. Mortars, let's get you up and over. I know you don't like to be on the same side of a hill as the enemy is, but I'm sure you'll deal with it just fine. And we'll get this MG going forward. Lieutenant Stern's got one pip. Let's move over to this unit and we can rally them next turn. Alright, that's weapons platoon.
Keep firing.
Lieutenant Murphy next. Keeps panning over to Captain Lamb. It's making me nervous.
Keep moving.
Can we take this unit in the flank right away? No. No, we cannot.
Keep firing.
Really love to have more speed, but of course Lieutenant Murphy is in this squad. There is not a lot of cover on the way over here. I think this unit...
On your right. On your right.
We do have the ability to creep,
Take cover.
but we are also currently spotted. So,
Don't give him an inch.
let's, it's a big risk. What if we shoot... I could recon by fire and weapon range these two buildings and then move the first squad into them if they're not occupied. Yeah, I think that's the right call. Okay, we do have an enemy unit over here.
Fire!
And they've shot back. Alright. Whew! Good thing I did not try anything really silly. Do I do the same with this building? I don't think so. I think I put some more fire down range on this unit. Alright, we got them spotted. And they're fully suppressed. That's beautiful. Alright. Don't need to get wild and creative about this. We'll just send first squad up to assault them. Uh-oh. What happened there? They lost all their jelly. Uh-oh.
Stay down.
It's not ideal. Alright. So, we'll get moving over this way. Oh, I really hope first squad doesn't wind up getting goofed over there. Urgh. But also I need to keep Captain Murphy, or Lieutenant Murphy, in around these other units. So we'll get him going over there.
Watch your flank.
Okay, okay, didn't go as well as I was hoping, but that's alright. That's alright. These things happen. Dearborn is next. Let's see where he can get going. Okay, yep, that's where Captain Lamb is chilling. Alright, objectives for Dearborn. Let's get this unit up into this forest. Over here. Whew. Alright, we're in. This squad, I think, will do the same to here. Again, not great positions, but
Keep your heads down.
it's also not nothing. And then we'll put Dearborn's remaining squad into this cover position here. Oh. Over the radio, between the crackles of static, you hear Captain Lamb remind Lieutenant Dearborn that he is not to drift out of his area of operation. Captain Lamb, I gave him those orders. Alright, so that's okay. Not a great turn, did a lot of repositioning. I got a little bit more go with Captain Wilson. So I'm going to see if I can get these units into slightly better positions. And does not appear that I can. I can at least get them a little closer. I want to get them into these cover positions ideally, but it is what it is. If I pop forward with I'm going to send this squad forward here. Just the squad. Because then I can put Captain Lamb over here. Give this unit a bolster. And then maybe they can make it into one of these covered positions here. They can. Alright, beautiful. Alright, and I believe that's Lieutenant Wilson's last pip. No, it isn't. Alright. Can you run that way? You can't yet. But you can get to here, and that's near good enough. Alright, that is the turn. 9 turns left. Alright.
Where's this coming from?
Oh, cripes. No, no. Oh, they're shelling us. Oh, they're shelling us, and it's not good. They're double shelling us. No, my MG. Or that was my mortar. Oh, man. Bullseye accurate fire by the enemy over here. What is going on? Who do they have frickin' spotting us over here? We're out of visibility. Cripes. Alright, so that's not ideal. We're gonna have to deal with that eventually. But first things first, I got some enemy units over here that I need to sort out.
Hit him hard.
So what do I do first?
Stay down. Contact.
If I move Lieutenant Murphy up, I might have the range to do a bolster assault into this building across here. This unit's facing this way, so I might get my flanking bonus. Murphy, do you have the movement to get up there? Oh, no, you do not. Alright, so...
Take cover.
Alright, I'm going to shoot with this squad. I won the initiative. That was a big risk, but if we get a little closer...
Keep your head down.
This might be a huge mistake. But these guys have been consummate professionals.
Hit him hard.
Taking the flank by going here first. That's not going to help. It's not going to help. Alright.
Get the BAR up here.
Take him. Please, I'm relying on you.
Get those bastards.
Yes! Oh, got him. And that's objective number 2. And there's an enemy squad right there. Christ almighty, Sergeant Grant shouts as first squad approaches the stone corral. Inside are a dozen horses and a few Vichy horsemen. Capture them. Even chance of gaining prestige plus 3 and reducing enemy orders. Call in the artillery. Reduce enemy orders. Possible friendly fire. Open fire. Very high chance of reducing enemy orders. Fire a warning shot and hope they disperse. Low chance of reducing enemy orders. I could go for some extra prestige. Let's risk it. Capture them. Your men swoop forward, but the Vichy horsemen know their trade. While a pair hold off your charging men, another gets the herd out and away. Then all three and their herd are off into the desert while they might be gone a little while, you know they'll be back. As the rolling rumble of the horses fades into the desert, you focus again on your platoon. Alright, well, we tried. Alright, enemy squad over here.
Stay on line.
You need to be suppressed.
Give it to him.
Excellent. I got their acting lieutenant out of action. Then, this squad should still have a shot. So let's take it at these guys. And now, I can go in with Lieutenant Murphy and capture one of these units.
Teach Frenchie a lesson.
This is a risk. Sudden movement. A startling flash of red and blue. 2 kids run out from a nearby siding and race across what passes for a road. Heedless of the shouts of your men, they scamper toward a distant house. Well, that was a thing. A little bit of extra combat fatigue. Kids are trying to give me a heart attack. Plus 20 combat fatigue, plus 1 realism. They're lucky they weren't shot. 15 combat fatigue, trust plus 5. Civilians. Always civilians. 15 combat fatigue, 5 XP. Oh, that was a thing. Shit happens in war, and this is some of that. Ready, LT? Grant asks. You take a deep breath, and together you get the move on again. Ah. I forget what this was from, but there's a game where there's a description of a box of bullets, and the description is, this country is full of ammunition for the weapons men use to kill each other. This box could... This country is full of cartridges for the weapons for the rifles men use to kill each other. This box contains some of them. Alright, let's do a bolster.
Form up.
And then I can assault either of these squads, but I want to get this one so that I can get Captain Wilson moving again. Or Lieutenant Wilson moving again. Get him!
Get it done. Follow me.
Yeehaw!
What's your flank?
Your radio crackles to life with Captain Lamb's voice as he gives his call sign. This is Nickel 6, calling Nickel 16. Enemy appears to be retreating. Can you pursue with minimal diversions? Over? With minimal diversions? Over. You give the call sign and prepare to state the truth. Nickel 6 here, Nickel 16 here, affirm we can hack this. Over. Plus 1 prestige. Nickel 16, we need to recon. Over. Remove some fog of war. Nickel 16, recovery needed. Platoon almost spent. Nickel 16, we need to recon. Over. Affirmative on recon, Nickel 16. Captain Lammer instructs. Nickel 6, out. Alright, let's see what we can see. Alright. 2 enemy squads. This one's in a good position. Okay, alright. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Gonna need to do a recon by fire and weapon range over there, but that's for next... Well, no, actually I think we'll activate Lieutenant Dearborn in a second, because I need to get this squad onto risk exposed fire.
Avancez.
Interesting. All right, they're bringing up units. I don't love it. I wish they wouldn't. But the enemy gets a vote is one of the defining features of this game. I also need to get Lieutenant Stern out of the firing area of that artillery, but we'll see. Still, I don't want to get goofed here. Let's shoot this house. Okay. Interesting. Is this forest? I can't tell. What's visibility look like? No. Completely open on this side. But what about on this side? If I make the assumption that this house is... that whoever's in this house is facing this way, these units are still hidden. If I go around the side here, that could prove effective. On the other hand, a blind rush towards the enemy would be faster. I'm going to bring this squad up to put a squad around Captain Murphy. Over the radio, you hear Captain Lamb chide Lieutenant Dearborn for again leaving his area of operation. What are you talking about? Drifting east? Oh. Sorry, I thought that was about the AA gun. Okay, I completely missed that. I thought that was about the AA gun, not this squad. All right, so I need to keep Lieutenant Dearborn's squads together. All right, so all right. I've learned a thing. Let's try it. We'll put this unit here. Do a long flanking maneuver. Dearborn. Let's hold off on moving Dearborn. Oh, actually, you know, I can't.
Mom!
Oh no. Oh no! Oh, they've gone buck wild!
No! No! No!
Stop it! Okay. All right, that's not ideal. Let's just go ahead and bolster our squad here, and then have that be Dearborn's turn. Whew, not feeling very pleased by that. All right, so that's Dearborn. Let's get our other fellas moving forward here. All right, Stern actually, unfortunately, needs to rally both of these units. Bofa. And I'm going to have to move to do both. Which sucks. Can this unit at least move forward? No. Well, at least I know the enemy mortars have shot already. Rally. 4. Okay, not some of my best officer work. And rally.
It'll be okay.
And can we at least take command of this squad with Lieutenant Captain Lamb so that we can get them forward a bit? Alright, this situation's gonna... I'm gonna do my best to prevent the situation getting out of hand. Because it seems like there's a high out-of-hand chance here. particularly going for this objective. It's going to be Wilson's turn next. So we'll get him and his squads moving forward. What I need is one of Stern's MGs over here to bombard this house. On the other hand, going way wide around here could work. I don't think the enemy would have a squad over here. Being able to flank this house would be nice. Let's give it a shot. Uh-oh. What happened to them? Not sure. See, I don't have good positions for advancing over here. Weapon range is really frightfully low. Let's get this unit moving into this semi-covered area, and we'll get Wilson over there as well. And then... I'm trying to decide if I want to send this unit a little ways forward, or if I want to just keep them where they're safe. And I think the answer is I want to keep them where they're safe for now. Let's get them forward just a little. Alright. And then Captain Lamb. Let's get you moving back towards the center of the action. And that'll give you more opportunities to assist. Alright, that is the end of turn 5, friends. We've made good progress. The scenario's about half over. Apart from a scary artillery barrage over here, I'm pretty close to being able to assault this house, I feel like. A wide flanking maneuver did not really work the way I was hoping, but I might still be able to finagle an assault over there this turn. So, let's see what the enemy does. Turns left 8.
Incoming!
Alright, beautiful. They're just throwing shells into nowhere now. Excellent. And they didn't save their artillery to goof up my boys, so that's good. Alright. With that having been said, that is all the time we've got for this episode, my nerds. I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.